guys?
Hey, Coach.
Ladies?
Good. Coach Fedora said yesterday probably at least 13 true freshmen are going down with you guys and probably at least be in position to play. A lot of them are in the secondary. So usually this time of year with true freshmen, the mind and the body are not always in sync. So how in sync is that group?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'll tell you after the game. It's a tough scenario for a young guy that plays. That's a very pressure-packed position. And those guys, they have to be mentally fresh. You have to make sure that you do enough things to give you variety, but not too many things that, will make them, that'll blow their mind, to be honest with you. I think they've caught on well. I think they're in a good place, but you always have to be mindful with a game plan when you do have young guys back there playing. And we will have young guys back there playing. So they've done great. The game plan's been in. So now it's just a matter of continuing to kind of grease it up and make sure that it's well oiled. But a lot of pressure on them, but we expect them to deliver. If they're out on the field, it's because we believe they can do it.
What can you tell us about Patrice Renee? Obviously one of the corners that might get some play early. Canada, 6'2" guy. What else about him stands out?
Yeah, he's. I think he's had a good camp. At some points in camp, he kind of hit a wall a little bit, like a lot of them do. But he understands what we're doing. He's a long body, so as you know, at corner, it's hard to come by tall corners with a lot of length, and he's got that. But he's smart. He's a smart player. The game means a lot to him. So, he's going to see playing time for sure. But he's had a great camp. So this is going to be kind of the experience building, that a lot of these young guys are going to, go through. He's going to be one of them. But he's brought a lot to the table, and we're counting on him to be productive.
Gene, what gives you confidence that the run defense is going to be better than last time we saw it?
I think we've got a really good plan. I feel like just the emphasis has been there, since the end of last season. I think as you go back and you look and you study, some of the things we did well and some of the things we didn't do as well. They see where our shortcomings were. I see where our shortcomings were. And it's not all on the players. I mean, it's a lot of the way, we call defenses and the way we design a lot of things based on winning games. So, you can't pin it and say that, you can't stop the run. That's not true. A lot of it's based on game plan and what you're willing to give up. You'd like to say you can stop it all the time. Nobody does that. That's a myth. So you have to kind of pick and choose your spots, and we did that a lot last year. But we're always going to call a game and execute a game defensively based on the circumstances of the game and the way our offense is playing, always. But we feel good about our run defense. We just got to go out and execute.
As the last year ended, has that stuck with you on a personal level? Has it bothered you in any way?
Not for me personally, but it bothers me that we didn't win those 2 games. And again, if you play better defensively, you have a chance to win both of them. It's just the way it is. So in that regard, yes, it stuck with me just because, again, I don't like to lose. But it doesn't on any personal level offend me. I've been doing this 30 years. I got a lot of things that offended me over 30 years, and that's not one of them. But anyway, for our kids and for what I expect, I expect us to play better in the run game.
Gene, with this being the first game of the year, at what point did you kind of establish the game plan? I mean, is it back in the summer, and then you tweak it based on how training camp goes? Is that how that process works?
Yes. So we look at it in the summer, and we kind of get some ideas on what we want to do. You kind of install a little bit of the stuff in training camp that is going to be applicable for the game. But we didn't study Georgia. We didn't work Georgia. We didn't say, here's Georgia during 2-a-days, because the game is not about Georgia. Not one game we play this year will be about the opponent. Every game will be about us. We started the game plan, 10 days ago or whatever it was, when we actually started to focus on Georgia. But there was no definitive, look, we're going to start playing, we're going to start Georgia game planning here in, our 8th practice in 2-a-days. So it's been a normal game week plus a couple of days, and that's kind of how we went about,
How many different things can you guys do right now, looks and schemes, than you could even in the Baylor game?
we're further along in terms of installation of a variety of things, I guess you could say. I'm not going to say that we're to a point where I feel like we can execute them all really, really well right now. So we've pared everything down based on a library of things, and we've pared those down, and we expect those things to be executed very well Saturday.
Is there anything you do to prep for a true freshman quarterback with no college tape? Or do you at all consider that? You just look at